Yo, chat. Oh, bro, what the heck just happened to my thing, bro? Are you? Oh, right. I have to. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. All right, turn that on. All right, there we are. Yo, chat. What is good, everybody? All right, everyone, run up the likes, okay, on the stream, okay? Everyone double tap the screen right now, okay? Let's try to get 100 likes for today's stream. The music might be a little bit loud. I'm just realizing, so let me lower that a tiny bit. All right, here we go, chat. This is going to be happening, okay? We are going to be playing Mario Kart World today, all right, chat? So if you're excited, then smash the like button and hit subscribe. This is about to be pretty cool. All right, so we're just going to go ahead, you know, get some things set up with the stream, and we're going to get going, all right? Here we go. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, chat. It is going to happen. All right. Here we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna press our little Pro controller here. As you boys can see, we got the home menu for the Nintendo Switch 2. Yes, chat. This is the second one. I know you can barely tell the difference. Okay, the menu looks almost the exact same. Okay, there's like no difference between this and the Switch 1 menu. I mean, I guess like the corners are like rounded. There's a game chat button. The news looks a little different. It's like green. You know, there's like small changes, but like, you know, nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying, chat? Nothing insane going on at the moment. But you know what? That's fine, chat. You know why? Because we got Mario Kart World right here, and we're gonna go ahead, launch up this game, and we're about to go. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me disable the music now because we're about to get into this game. Oh boy, here we go. This is gonna happen. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Let me know if you guys can hear the game. Let me know. Ooh, here we go. Let me lower this a tiny bit. Maybe to like here. That should be good. Chat, let me know if that's good. All right, here we are. As you guys can see, we are inside of the game. Here we go. Mario Kart World. All right, bet. So we got single player, multiplayer, online play, or wireless play. And then you also got the map, so you can like go ahead, you know, click here. And on the map, you can basically you can look at a couple things here, you know. You can go look and see what outfits you got. Like we got every Baby Daisy outfit, every King Boo outfit. I got every Rosalina, every Wario. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the grind, chat, okay? I have been on the grind. I've literally gotten like a lot of the outfits inside this game. Polly only has one outfit. Daisy has a couple outfits. We got every Luigi, I'm pretty sure. Yes, sir. Every Shy Guy, every Bowser Jr. I think we have like every outfit that you can get in the whole game. Like we have Toad, Baby Luigi. Yeah, I think we got everything. All right, well, we're gonna go to single player, and we're gonna go for Grand Prix, and let's get it, chat. All right. So yo, chat, what character should we be? What character should we be, chat? Okay. What character should we be? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Also, double tap the screen. Let's see how many likes we can get on this stream, all right? All right, let's see. So, you know, we got the basics like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy. You got Yoshi, Toad, Koopa, Bowser. We have quite a bit of options. And, you know, we also got some fun little fellas like, you know, Piranha Plant. That's a thing. You can play as the Piranha Plant in this game. You can be Spike. That's a thing you can do as well. You can just be Spike if you so choose to. You could be a Goomba. You can play as a Goomba, even though he doesn't have any arms. I don't know how he's gonna exactly work in this game. He doesn't really. I don't know how he's gonna steer the wheel, but he can. You could be Dry Bones, Cataquack, Sidestepper, Cheap. You can be a lot of things. And there's also outfits for all the characters as well. You know what I'm saying? Like we got some different Peach and Daisy, different Luigi and Mario. You know what I'm saying, chat? There's a lot in this game, but I think we have to go for the cow, chat. I think we gotta go for the cow. I think it must be done. What are we thinking about the cow, chat? What are we thinking about the cow? What are we thinking, chat? Are we thinking this is the method? Oh my goodness. Okay, I think my chat is delayed. I don't know what is going on. Hold up. Let me see if I can fix it, because like for me the stream chat is kind of delayed, and I want to fix that real quick because I don't want it to be. Okay, we should be good now. I think I can read the chat perfectly fine now. Okay, we're good. All right. Yo, who is ready for this, chat? Who is ready? We got my mod in the chat. Yo, all right. We're going to go for the cow, chat. We're going to go for the cow. Hey, we got a lot of people here today. Yo, if everyone double taps the screen right now, then we could get closer and closer to our goal of 100 likes for today's stream. But all right, let's see what we can get. Yo, chat. I wonder what car we should pick for our little cow here. All right, let's take a look. So we got the standard cart, the plush buggy, the zoom buggy. We got a lot of carts here. Ooh, should we use the Cloud 9? Chat, what are we thinking? The purple Riz? I don't know what he's talking about because the cow isn't even purple, but okay. Ooh, we got the Rob Hog. We got, you know what, chat? I think we gotta go for the Dolphin Dasher. We're gonna be a cow on a dolphin car. I think that's the best method. All right. So as you can see, I already have gold on every single cup in the game. But yeah, I'm actually gonna go. Actually, you know, let's get out of Grand Prix real quick. I'm gonna go to what's it called? Versus race because I wanna pick certain maps because I already beat the game, so I don't need to play through it again. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna pick custom maps, chat. So we're gonna go 150cc. We're gonna go let's do frantic items. So we're gonna go race count. We'll do 8 races. There we go. And we're gonna pick our maps. All right. So the Rainbow Road in this game is actually so good. I really want to show you guys that. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go from Peach Stadium all the way over to Rainbow Road. All right, because Rainbow Road is literally my favorite level in this entire game, chat. Like you guys are gonna see, it is epic. All right, here we go. Hey, chat, make sure to double tap the screen. You know, say smash the like button. Let's get some likes going. All right, here we go. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my goodness, look at this, bro. So in this game, there's no more gliders. Instead, now your thing is a little plane. They did nerf like every mushroom in this game, okay? So right now I'm gonna be like comparing this game to Mario Kart 8, which is $60, versus Mario Kart World, which is $80. So I mean, in this game, you know, you can play as the cow, you know, obviously that's a selling point right there. But other than that, so far the Rainbow Road in this game is actually amazing. You guys are gonna see. We're not quite there yet. We're at Peach Stadium right now. But just watch, just wait and see, chat. Just wait and see. I promise you, this is going to be the best. This is my favorite Rainbow Road out of any Mario Kart, bro. I kind of feel like the one in Mario Kart 8 was like kind of mid, but this one, oh, this one is peak. This one is peak, chat. I can't even lie to you guys. This one is actual peak. Look at this. So first of all, we start flying all the way up into the sky here, and as you can see, we're all just going, and we just get teleported over here to this absolutely massive map. I mean, look at this thing, bro. This map is actually insane, guys. This might be the craziest map in any Mario Kart game, bro. I'm not gonna lie, this Rainbow Road is crazy. Okay, so starting off, you know, it looks kind of basic, you know. It kind of looks like the Mario Kart 8 one at the beginning, if I'm being honest. But yeah, as you can see, we're playing as our cow. We're in 5th place right now. Nah, we gotta be 1st place, bro. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You think I'm gonna be freaking 3rd place right now? Nah. There we go. Number 1. Hey, King Boo, get out of here. Yeah, buddy. I need to be 1st place. Yeah. Put the fries in the bag, buddy. Yep, there we go. Okay, now we just do some drifting. There we go. See, look at this, chat. I'm literally locked in. Boom, boom. Oh, blue shell. Blue shell. Nope. Yeah, you can just kind of dodge blue shells by kind of like putting yourself backwards like that. It's really cool. You can literally just do the reverse feature where if you press down the D-pad, you can literally just reverse your character and you can just dodge any blue shells or red shells or literally anything in the entire game. Look at that, bro. We're literally Mario Karting right now, chat. We are quite literally Mario Karting. Look at that. Boom. Do some drifting real quick. Boom. There we go. Easy. Yeah, I'm 1st place, chat, and it's going to stay that way, all right? I'm winning 1st place on this, bro. It's going to happen, all right? We're winning 1st place. Hopefully someone uses a chemic ability, because to unlock characters in this game, someone has to do that. How did you get the Moo Moo skin? You don't have to unlock the cow. As soon as you open up the game for the first time, the cow is just going to be available in the character select menu for you to play as if you so choose. Okay. I still got hit by the red shell. Okay. Yeah, don't do the reverse method for red shells, bro. It's not worth it, bro. I just went from 1st to 7th place. Yeah, bro. Like that was not the method. It's the method for blue shells, but I don't know about red shells. I mean, maybe when you're not in the air, it'll actually be better. Yeah, definitely don't do the method when you're in the air. The method is not methoding when you're in the air, chat. I can't even lie. But yeah, we're playing as a cow. Yes, sir. And yeah, this is Mario Kart World, the brand new Mario Kart that released June 5th. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dude, I'm literally so locked in, chat. You guys are gonna see. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I just fell off. Okay, I'm here. I'm still alive. We still good. Ow. I'm in 1st place, but not for long. It's King Boo's right there. Oh my god, how am I in 4th? Okay, 2nd. I don't know. I don't even see anyone ahead of me. Okay, there we go. Okay, I don't even know what's going on. Sometimes this game could be a bit chaotic, as you guys can see. There we go. Perfect. 4 out of 5. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. See, chat, we're locked in. We are so locked in. Why did this guy just type in the chat, what's for dinner and breakfast and lunch, and breakfast is lunch and... What is any of that yap, bro? What is that yap? This guy is quite literally yapping right now in my chat. But you know what? It's okay. We still appreciate him, even though he's yapping. You know what? I appreciate you for being here still. I appreciate all of you guys for being here today. You guys are showing some really good support for this stream, and I appreciate it. Hey, make sure to double tap the screen. Let's see how many likes we can get on this stream chat, alright? But as you guys can see, isn't this level so cool, bro? This has to be my favorite level in the whole game. That's why I picked it right now, because literally it's so good, chat. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, yep, we just gotta start drifting a little bit. There we go. Perfect. A little more drifting. Oh my, bro. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Chat, we are good. We are indeed good. Look at that, bro. We're in 1st place. We've been in 1st place for quite a bit. Nothing's stopping us, bro. It's gonna happen. We're gonna win as 1st place as the cow. Yes, sir. It's gonna happen, chat. It is going to happen, alright? Look at this. Look at this, bro. You can do, like, trick shots in the air. You can literally just keep... Uh-oh. Bro, can I get away the blooper? No, I can't. Okay, I can't use the air horn on the blooper. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is even happening, bro? Okay, there we go. There's like a whole giant train thingy with like a robot Donkey Kong. There's just way too much going on right now. Okay. There we go. Now we're back on the road. Perfect. Okay. You see, chat, this is so good. See? It's all fine and dandy until you play online mode, though. When you play online, it is absolutely brutal, bro. Online and Knockout Tour might be the most brutal things out of any Mario Kart game I've ever played, bro. Should I play some Knockout Tour after this? I think I should. I want to show you guys the Knockout Tour. It is absolutely wild, bro. Like, it is so difficult to, like, play. I mean, I got gold on most of it, but, like, dude, oh my god. It's brutal, chat. It is brutal. The Knockout Tour mode in Mario Kart World is brutal. I will probably play that in a bit, but for now, we're just doing this. Yes, sir. This Rainbow Road track is so sick, bro. Oh my god. Oh my, ow. Really, bro? Really? Wow, okay. See, chat, I'm in 1st place, so that means that the cow and the dolphin car might be the method, chat. It might be the method. It might actually be. Who even knows? Look at this, bro. Look at this. The insane drifting going on. Boom. See, I'm literally locked in, bro. Like, chat, I'm literally so locked in. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And, wait, is that it? Oh, we win. We win. We win. We win. There we go. We have just won 1st place on Rainbow Road as the cow. There we go. You see, chat? That level was so peak, bro. All right, next race. All right, so now we got to choose where to connect the next race to because I picked the versus mode. So let's see here. You know, let's go from the starter level, which is Mario Bros Circuit, wherever that is, right here. Yes, yes. Okay, and then we're gonna connect that all the way over to hold on, where's it at? Where's it at? Where is it at? Wait, can I not connect it to? Oh, I can't connect it. Okay, never mind. I was gonna connect it to Moo Moo Meadows, but I don't think I can. So we're gonna connect it to Crown City, and we're gonna start. Let's go, chat. See, I'm so locked in, bro. Guys, like if I was not locked in, then how would I be this locked in right now? You see, chat? It's literally. I might be the most locked in I've ever been. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I didn't do the jump boosting. Oh, no, it still worked. Okay, good. I wasn't too late on that. Okay. Go. Yeah, playing as a little cow right now. Yo, chat, I'm low-key locked in, though. Like, tell me not. Chat, tell me I'm not locked in right now. Tell me I am not locked in right now. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, I just ate a burger as a cow. Did you guys see that? So in this game, you eat Yoshi burgers to unlock outfits for your characters, but when you play as the cow, you can still eat the burger. I don't know why that's a thing, but you can do that if you so choose. And yeah, you can do that. Who knows? Maybe it's a vegan burger, chat. Maybe it's okay. Maybe the cow did not just eat another cow. Who knows? Or maybe it's not, and Mario Kart World is just messed up like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, there we go. Just gonna do some drifting. Perfect. Why'd he type that again? What's for breakfast, lunch, bro? What is this yap, bro? All right, here we go. Boom. See, chat. I'm literally on my, like, I'm on my cow arc, bro. I'm playing as the cow, winning as the cow. Like, bro, the cow in Mario Kart World is the method, chat. This is how you win 1st place every time. You play as the cow and you win every game. That's the method, chat. That is indeed the method. Ooh, looks like we're in the Crown City part. Yes, sir. Oh my god, bro. Do you guys see the locking in going on right now? Do you guys see it? Because I see it, bro. Like we've been winning first place like every time, and it's gonna keep happening, bro. It's gonna keep happening. There will never be a point where we don't win first place, bro. Okay? It will never happen. Not even one time. Not even once throughout this entire stream will that ever happen. There we go. Yes, sir. Bro, you guys see this locking in going on? Yeah, there we go. Boom. All right, lap 3 out of 3, bro. Like we're speed running this game. Cow moo moo. Yup, we're playing as the cow. That is what we are doing right now. Yes, sir. That's like the main selling point for this game, bro. You play as the cow. Imagine. That's why the game is $80 because of the cow. The game is $80 because of the cow, chat. That's what's going on. That's what's going on, chat. You know, if the cow wasn't in the game, it would be a $60 game like Mario Kart 8. But since the cow is in the game and not in Mario Kart 8, that's what makes this game better than Mario Kart 8, and that's what makes this game worth $80 according to Nintendo. It's because of the cow. Yep, you see, chat. That's the method. That's why the game is priced at such an insane point. It's because of the cow. Yep, it's true. It's true, guys. Imagine. Oh no. Oh no, blue shell. I'm so scared. Oh no. Psych. Psych, buddy. Oh no. No. Oh, but doing that made me get second. I mean, I would have gotten second anyway. I would have gotten second even if I didn't do the method. So, you know what? Second's not bad. You know, we can still, that's still gold. If you get first and second every game, you can still get gold. So you know what? Second's not bad. You know what? Second's not bad. Second is not bad. All right, what other courses do we want to attach our thing to? Let's do Cheap Falls. Can we do Moo Moo Meadows, please? Where's it at? Moo Moo Meadows. Okay, there it is. Yes. Moo Moo Meadows. Yes, we gotta play Moo Moo Meadows as the cow, chat. We got to. It's gonna happen. It is going to happen. Here we go. Yes, sir. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Yes. Yes, we're starting up the stream. Okay, here we go. I mean the level. Whatever. Same difference. Okay, go. Yes. We're in the lead. Go. No, King Boo, go away. King Boo, please, go away. King Boo, go away. King Boo. Oh my god, he's actually being annoying. Okay, King Boo. Okay, give me a red shell, please. I need a shell. Die, bro. Oh my god, bro. The green shells, bro. The green shells are not the right shells, bro. I need the red shell. No, and Luigi's here too. No, Luigi, go away. No, give me a red shell now. I keep missing the double dice blocks, but it's fine. Give me the... Yes, red shells. This is what I needed. Yes, die. And then you die. Yeah, there we go. First place. There we go. So most of the items in Mario Kart World got nerfed compared to Mario Kart 8. So like all the mushrooms in the game, they're not really as effective as they used to be. And on top of that, all the speed boosts in general, like drifting does not take you as far as it did in Mario Kart 8. The speed boosts on the map don't bring you as far as it did. Even the king mushroom honestly doesn't do as much as it used to. It's still like one of the best items in the entire game though. Don't get me wrong, but like they did nerf it so that like even that is less. But yeah, even the bullet bill did get nerfed, but the bullet bill and king mushroom are still the best items in the game, and they still bring you really far. It's just not as good as it was in the old Mario Kart 8 that we've been playing for the past 11 years. So yeah, that's just that. For any of you guys wondering about the items, that's what's going on with those. They nerfed most of them. All right, maybe we can get some of these items. I don't know, but I've been in first place like the whole stream. I've been in like first and second place, so you got to be in like one of the lower places to get like the crazy items like that. So yeah, there we go. Maybe if we are less locked in, we can get one of those items. But right now I'm super locked in, so it's not gonna happen, chat. It's not gonna happen. All right, we're gonna win. We're gonna win every time. Look at that, easy, bro. Look at that, lap 3 out of 3. We're still in first place, bro. Like we're literally clearing this map, bro. We're clearing this map, easy, bro. Like I don't even see the other people on the map. Look at them. Look, if you look at the world map, they're so far behind me, bro. They are literally so far behind me. Yes, sir. Yo, chat, you can type in the chat, by the way, like a lot, because I have it set up so that I can literally read the chat while I'm playing. So literally, you know, don't feel like, oh, if I type now, he's not gonna read my message because he's playing Mario Kart. I can read while playing, chat. I can do that. I can do that. So don't feel you can type in the chat while the game is going. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. You can do that. That's the thing you can do. All right, there we go. See, look at that. Walk in the park, chat. Walk in the park. I mean, I'm playing Moo Moo Meadows as the cow. Of course I'm going to win. Of course I'm going to win. Of course I'm going to win. If I am playing Moo Moo Meadows as the cow, chat. What else? Like, what else would be happening right now? Like, come on now. Come on now. Come on now, chat. Oh, okay. Are we good? Okay, we're good. All right, what level should we do next, chat? Ooh, oh, I like this one. Starview Peak is pretty good, so we're gonna do that. I hate Wario Shipyard, so we're gonna skip that one. Let's do. Should we do Boo Cinema? Yeah, I think we do. I think we do that. Yes, sir. I like playing the versus mode because you get to just like pick whatever levels you want, and it's really cool. You know, after you beat the Grand Prix, you can just kind of do this, and yeah, I mean, you don't have to do this after you beat the Grand Prix, but you know, might as well beat the Grand Prix first since you got to get gold on every level. But yeah, I can pick whatever courses I want, so if there's any courses I don't like, I don't have to play in them. Yes, sir. Yeah. And I'm always going to win first place because I am literally playing as the cow, and the cow is the method in Mario Kart. If you play as the cow, you win every time. It's true. Ignore the game that I got second place in, though. That did not happen and is not real. All right, there we go. Perfect. You guys see the locking in? Do you guys see the locking in? There we go. See, chat, I'm literally... Let me know if there's any more Nintendo Switch 2 games that you want me to go ahead and stream, alright? Or Nintendo Switch 1 games, because you can play Switch 1 games on the Switch 2. So let me know if there's any Switch games you guys want me to stream, okay? Switch 1 or Switch 2. And I can stream them. Like when the Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out, I can go ahead and stream that for you guys. You can play Donkey Kong Bonanza on stream. I think that comes out in like July, so you know, turn on post notifications for that. If you guys like this stream, then I might go ahead and do that. But yeah, look at this, bro. Look at this, bro. It's a walk in the park, chat. It's literally a walk in the park. Look at that. The game looks easy because I'm just playing the normal thing. But if you play Knockout Tour, it becomes a real challenge. So I'm going to play Knockout Tour, and you guys are going to see the game gets way harder, bro. Alright? Oh, man. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, sir. Oh, bro, red shell? Okay, I have a green shell, though, so I should be fine. Yeah! Method. Alright, there we go. Yes, yes, yes. Give me double dice. Give me double dice. Come on, give me something good. Give me something good. Something good, please? Oh, man. I mean, I'm in first place anyway. I don't need anything good, really. I can just kind of be chilling. I can, you know, I can just be getting coins and banana peels. It doesn't really... Okay, bro. Who just hit me with the lightning ability, bro? Really? Really? Let me know in the chat what mode you guys want me to play. If you guys want me to play the regular mode. If you guys want me to play the online mode. If you guys, like, let me know. Let me know in the chat. There we go. Perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, perfect. We're doing good, chat. We're doing good. We're doing good. Look at that. Get a little drifting action in there. Perfect. Yeah, look at me, chat. I'm low-key locked in, though. Oh, my goodness. Okay, there we go. Do like this. Do like this. Do like that. Perfect. See, chat, isn't this literally so peak? Yeah. Ooh, I like the design of this. It looks sick. This level looks nice, bro. All the levels in this game look nice. I'm gonna be honest. Like the graphics in this game, like all the level designs, they look awesome. All the characters have so much like life and expression on them. The banana peel just saved me from a red shell. Let's go. Oh, I could have went on the railing. Oh wait, I can go on it. Oh my god, bro, I missed it twice. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm still first place, and I'm like way ahead of everyone else, so I still win. Easy. There it is. We win. We win. Do you guys see? You guys saw that, bro? We win. We do be winning though. We do be winning though. We win these, chat. We win these. Oh my goodness. Alright, what courses should we pick next, chat? Alright, I guess more people are interested in watching than chatting. That's fine. You know, you guys don't need to type, but I'm just saying that you can type while I'm playing. It's fine. I can read the chat while playing. Koopa Troopa Beach? We could do that. Actually, let's do Dino Jungle. And we're gonna connect it to Great Question Block Ruins? Nah. Let's do Salty Speedway. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, you can't change your character mid-race in any Mario Kart, so yeah, that's just... I kind of want to try some other characters right now, but yeah, I did kind of select 8 races. I don't know why I did that. I should have just picked 4 so that we can, yeah. But you know, it's fine. It's fine, chat. Boom. There we go. Yes, sir. I want to try out some of the other characters, but you know, fine. We need to stay as the cow for a couple more times. That's fine. That is indeed fine. We can be... The cow's been making me win so far, so you know what? Maybe the cow is the method. Maybe the cow is the method, chat. Maybe he is the method. Okay, I'm trying not to, like, bump into that dinosaur right there, because that will not be very good. Okay. Yo, King Boo, get out of here, bro. Like, genuinely, bro. Come on, give me a... He doesn't even have his crown on, bro. Like, bro's just a normal Boo now. He's not even King Boo anymore. Bro's downgraded, bro. Because he has one of the outfits on. Like, bro got dethroned. Imagine. Okay, there we go. Perfect. See, chat, I'm locked in. Throw the banana peels. Get the coin. Okay. I don't want to risk, like, trying anything. Oh, my God. Okay, I got hit by a green shell. Oh, of course it was King Boo. Of course it was King Boo, bro. King Boo, go away, bro. King Boo, go away. If King Boo doesn't go away right now. Thank you. Give me this. Okay, I'm in first place. I'm in first. I'm in first. I'm in first. Give me the feather. Coin. Yeah, there we go. You guys see this? You guys see the locking in going on? Whoa, okay, we got, oh, I got some hammer bros. Yo, chill, bro. Chill, 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 chill. Perfect. Dude, chat. See, look at the locking in. Do you guys see this, bro? 2 out of 4. Yeah, some tracks have more than 3 laps. Like, this one has 4. For whatever reason, I don't know why it has so many, but sure. There we go. Just do like this. Go ahead and ring that. Throw those behind there because I don't need those items. Get another double dice. See what I get. Come on, give me something good. Give me something good. Okay, more banana peels, more coin. Let's get another Yoshi burger, even though we're playing as a cow. Because why not? You know what, chat? We're just rolling. All right. Oh, this time it's not a burger because we're in a different place. Okay, yeah. So like different places have different. Oh my God, bro, really? Psych. Okay, now I'm second place though. I should not. Okay, wait, no, I'm still good. I'm still good. I'm still good. Oh my God, no, that hit me. That hit me. That hit me. No, he got me. He got me. He got me. Oh, the finish line's right there. The finish line's right there, I think. Oh, no, I saw the finish line. Okay, we're good. We're good. We good. We good. We good. We have a chance to clutch. We have a chance to clutch. We have a chance to. Ow. I was trying to say we have a chance to clutch, and we can still do this, chat. We can still do this. Come on. King Boo is right behind me, bro. King Boo is right behind me. Go. Go, go, go. 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 Come on, come on, come on. Okay, it's not going to give me any OP items. I'm in first place, so I just got to go. I can't rely on no items. I just got to go. I just got to go. I just got to go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Go, go. Oh, my God. How long is this track, bro? Okay. Okay, we're on lap 4 out of 4. Throw banana peel. The thing about Mario Kart World is that, like, it's kind of hard to maintain your place, but so far it's been okay. We done it. We done it. We've done it. We've been winning. We've been winning, chat. We've been winning. We've been winning. We've been winning, chat. Yay, sir. Look at that, bro. King Boo placed 5th, bro. He didn't even get 2nd, bro. He was, like, behind me the entire game. I guess, like, someone tripped him or something. I don't really know what happened there. But alright, there we go. I don't even know what other courses to pick, bro. Dandelion Deaths? Sure, Dandelion Deaths, sure. And we're gonna go with Sky High Sunday, sure. Sure, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Just pick some random ones, you know? Might as well. Why not? You know? Just feel like it. Here we go. 6th race. Oh god, we got 2 more to go. We got 2 more to go, chat. 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know why I picked A. I should have just picked 4 so that I could play a different mode and pick a different character. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Sometimes these things happen, you know. There we go. Get the mushroom. Perfect. See, locking in. A birdo. A birdo. A birdo. If you just, like, keep going in a straight line right next to someone, you get, like, a little speed boost like that. And you can literally just... Oh, I missed the... No, King Boo got the ramp thingy. No, King Boo, go away. Why is King Boo always being so annoying in all these levels, bro? Like, can you get out, bro? Like, it's always him, bro. It's always King Boo. I just ate some popcorn. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No. Daisy and King Boo. They're passing me. Stop. Okay. Come on. Give me a speed boost, King Boo. No. No. No speed boost. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. You know. We still have a chance to catch up to them. Come on. I need like a mushroom or something. Okay. I mean, the bomb is decent. Okay. Okay. I'm going to wait until I'm 2nd place to use the shell. I'm in 3rd right now. I'm just going to wait. Oh my god. No. Okay. Oh man. I fell too behind. No. What is happening? Okay, there's too much going on right now. Okay. 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 Okay, fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, perfect. That's gonna hit King Boo. Or whoever. Okay. Oh, Kamek! Please, new character, new character. Bro, I already have Spike. Yeah, so if someone throws that Kamek ability on you, it gives you a random character. But it can also give you characters that you already have. And every time that happens to me, I always get characters I already have. So I have not been able to unlock the fish bones yet. And I think I needed Cataquack, but then I got him. So yeah, now I have Cataquack. So I think all I need is fish bones. And maybe like 1 more after that. I think I just need fish bones and 1 character, and that's it. That's it. I think. I don't know if I'm missing any more than that, but I'm pretty sure it's just fish bones and 1 other. And then I'm chilling. I have every character. Okay, why do these courses have 4 laps? That's so weird. Like, just let it have 3, like a normal Mario Kart level, bro. Like, what, bro? What's up with the 3? Man, whatever. All right, go, go, go. Go, go, go. We're literally cow maxing right now, chat. We're cow maxing. Yep, there we go. Do a little drift. See, I'm literally locked in. I'm playing on my Switch 2 Pro controller. Dude, the Pro controller for the Switch 2 is actually so comfortable and good. It might be like one of the best controllers of all time, bro. Like, in my opinion, it's better than the PS5 controller, bro. I can't even lie. Like, it's just more comfortable. It's just, you have to use it to see. Yo, we got Bruno Star in the chat who says, hey, yo, what is good? We're playing Mario Kart World right now, as you can tell. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Yes, we're in first place, chat. Bro, like, literally, I can't even see the people behind me, bro. That's how far behind they are. And we're on lap 4 out of 4. Bro, why is there so many laps, bro? It's like, why 4 laps? Why? Like, some courses just randomly have 4 laps instead of the typical 3, which makes no sense to me, but sure. Sure, man. You know, why not? Why not? There we go. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. See, chat, we're locked in. We are very indeed locked in. There we go. Come on, go, go. Drift. Perfect. Get in the rail. Oh, no. Blue shell. Oh, no. Psych. Psych. I don't need no blue shell. Bruno Star says, hey, Cole. Yo, what's good? Oh, Chemic? Bro, we already have Penguin. Are you serious, bro? You see what I mean, bro? Every time we get characters, we already... Ow, there's so many penguins here. We always get characters we already have, bro. All right, but whatever. We just won. There we go. Easy. You see, chat, when you play as the cow, you win every time, bro. This would be enough to get gold if we were playing the Grand Prix, bro. This would be enough to get gold right here. Like, winning first place back to back to back to back to back to back to back. All right, I think we need one more level. So, that level should be... in okay, I honestly don't know. Should we do Whistle Stop Summit? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Whistle Stop Summit. Oh wait, I can connect it to something. What should I connect it to? Let's see. Should I connect it to DK Spaceport, Crown City, maybe Chaco Mountain, Desert Hills? I don't really know what we should connect it to. I think we're gonna go connect it to DK Spaceport because we haven't played that one yet. Okay, there we go. Boom. All right, perfect. There was a sugar apple. Oh, in the Grow Garden stock? Yeah, the thing about those streams is that, like, I end up missing a lot of the good stuff in the stock. Yeah, yeah, it's unfortunate. I end up not actually being there for the stock, but, you know, it's not really, those streams aren't really for me to see the stock. It's for you guys to see the Grow Garden stock, you know? Like, you know, I'll get the sugar apple eventually, you know? The sugar apple, I can't talk, I'll get the sugar apple eventually, chat, you know? It's just those streams are more for you guys to see it. But anyway, as you guys can see, oh my god, I'm falling behind. I'm in 14th place, bro. I need to lock in. All right, give me a king mushroom or a bullet bill or something, please. I'm literally like one of the last places, bro. Come on now. Come on now. Really, bro? A triple mushroom when I'm in freaking 13th place, bro? Like, I need a king mushroom, bro, or a bullet bill or something. Okay, I'm in 11th place. Okay, this guy gets a bullet bill, but not me. Okay, that's fair. Come on, give me something good. At least a king mushroom. At least. Triple red shell? Okay, you know what? We'll take it. That's good. That's good. Red shells are really good. Ow. Got hurt. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, we're up to 4th. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Now we're back. Now we're back up. See, chat, we just clutched. We just clutched. Y'all thought I was going to lose or something? Nah, I'd win. I would literally win. Oh, that's not good. Psych. Yeah, and I'm still first place. And I'm still first place, bro. You guys saw that method, bro? Yeah, that's the red shell method, bro. You just gotta do that. There we go. See, we're literally so locked in right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, perfect. And there's 8 laps? I'm sorry, what? Why is there 8 laps? Why is there 8 laps? Bro, I don't want to do 8 laps. You know, fine, whatever. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll put the fries in the bag and do it. We'll put the fries in the bag. I don't know why they put so many laps for DK Spaceport here. But I want to get over on the guard railing right here. Yeah, there we go. You can do like tricks off of railings and stuff in Mario Kart World. And walls too and all that stuff. Yes, sir. Yo, chat, let me know what you guys think. You guys think that this game is worth $80? I would say that no game should be $80. And I would say that, you know, we should be able to, you know, the game should still be 60 like they were before. I feel like they should have just kept it how it was before, you know? And if they did have to make it more expensive, then make it like 70 or something. But like 80 is kind of much, man. I don't know, man. Like we're closing in on $100 games here. Games like Mario Kart being $80 brings it to not that far of a possibility for more like bigger projects like GTA 6 being $100. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna start like seeing $80 games this soon means that we're gonna start seeing $100 games within the next couple years, and that's kind of scary, bro, to think about. Like I don't want to be paying $100 for a video game. In some places, Mario Kart World is $100. It depends where you live. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different currencies around the world. Like for example, if you live in Canada, this game is like 125 Canadian or something like that. It's like over $100 in Canadian dollars, which is insane to even think about. And then like in US dollars, it's 80. Like, dude, that is like, I feel bad for anyone who lives in a place where the game is $100 plus like that. Let me know if Mario Kart World is $100 for you guys. Let me know how much Mario Kart World costs for you guys where you live in the chat. Let me know. All right, there we go though. We just win. We just win. We just win. Dude, chat, we be winning everything, bro. We be winning everything. We be winning everything, bro. Look at that. I got 102 points, bro. Look at that. Another race? Okay. Fine, whatever. What map have we... Okay, Faraway Oasis, sure. Dude, how many... I can still connect it to another one. What do you mean? Okay, fine. Fine. We'll play it. Let's do Great Question Block Ruins and then Faraway Oasis. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. See, chat, I'm locked in. All right, final race. Here we go. Finally, we can be done with this one. Okay, here we go. 3, 2. Yeah, you gotta hold A right when it says 2, and then you can do a little jump boost. Perfect. Do a little drifting. You see, guys, like, I'm so locked in right now, bro, on the Mario Kart world. Yeah. Yo, chat, everyone double tap the screen right now. Let's get some likes. Let's run up the likes on this stream, bro. Come on now. Let's run up the likes. Let's try to get at least 50 right now, because right now we're at 20 right now. So, let's try to double that. Let's get the 40 real quick. Let's get the 40. Let's try to double that, you know. And get like 10 more, get like 50, you know what I'm saying? Let's just run it up, bro. Double tap the screen. You got that. I believe in you guys. I believe in it. If you believe in it, then smash the like button and hit subscribe. Here we go, though. Here we go. Yep, there we go. So yeah, I figured out how to stream on the Nintendo Switch too. So let me know if there's any other games on this console you would like me to play on stream, because I can do that now. It's a thing I can do now. I can stream the Nintendo Switch too whenever I so choose. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. See, guys, like, I'm so locked in right now. Perfect. Do a little drift right there. Do you guys see this, bro? You guys see this, bro? Come on now. Doing trick shots as the cow. Like, look at that, bro. Come on now. Tell me this game is not peak. I mean, the price tag is not peak. I'll say that much. Okay. I mean, like, if you want to get Mario Kart World, you should get the Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World bundle, because it comes with the Switch and Mario Kart World, not just the Nintendo Switch 2. So you get both, and it's less money than if you were to buy the two separately, because you know, at that point you're essentially getting this game for $50. You're getting this like $30 off of the game, because like the game is $80 and the console's like $450. So if you were to buy them separately, it would be a little more. You know, it would be a little more costly, you know, it would cost a little bit more money. But instead, you're gonna go ahead and get it for $30 cheaper if you got the Mario Kart World bundle. I don't know if that bundle is still available, but that's what I got. So I basically got this game for 50. I got this game for 50 bucks, chat. I didn't even pay 80 for it. So yeah, I paid 50 bucks, which is definitely worth the $50. So yeah, I mean, I got my money's worth, but did the people who spent 80 got the... Really, bro? I couldn't do the method. All right, whatever. Did the people who spent 80 get their money's worth? I don't know. I feel like games shouldn't be $80. I feel like that should not be a thing. But there we go. We're about to win. There it is. We win. And that, my friend, is how you get gold in Mario Kart World. You just got to be a Sigma like that. There you go. There you go. We just went ahead and won. There we go. And then we click next, and it's going to show us our results. Gold. There you go. That's how you do it, chat. That is how you do it. That's how you get a golden trophy in Mario Kart World, chat. That's how you get it done. That is how you get it done. Ooh, okay, chat. What mode should we pick now? Okay, let's see. We got single player, multiplayer, online play, wireless play. We got quite a bit of stuff. All right, you know, we're gonna go to single player again, but this time we're gonna go to the knockout tour. Okay, Now, the Knockout Tour is the most brutal thing out of any Mario Kart I think I've ever played ever. So here it is. Oh, man. Okay. Yo, chat. Who should we play as, chat? You know what, chat? I think what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to be... We're gonna be Mario, but we're gonna be the cowboy Mario. Yes, sir. Yeah, chat. And we're gonna go on this one, the Loco Moto. Yes, sir. Yo, we got Rebecca Malupo in the chat saying hi. Yo, what is good? We're playing Mario Kart World Knockout Tour. Here we go. Oh man, as you guys can see, I've been doing pretty decent. You know, I got gold on these 4 right here, silver on this one, another gold, silver, another gold. None of them are bronze, so you know, we take it. We take it. We indeed take it, chat. We take this indeed. But chat, I'm not gonna lie though, we need to get these ones up to gold, so we're gonna go to Cherry Rally and we're gonna start on 150cc and we're gonna play this. It's gonna happen, chat. We're gonna win the Knockout Tour. The thing about Knockout Tour though is that every round they eliminate the last 4 racers. So first, you know, there's 24 places in this game, so the first lap you got to be in the top 20, which is pretty easy, you know. So let's do that. Let's do that. So every lap they eliminate 4 racers from the game. Okay, so you gotta battle it out to not be in the last 4 of players. So yeah. Also, the NPCs on Knockout Tour, they're like way smarter than they are in the normal game. Like the NPCs in this mode, they know like shortcuts and like tricks and like they know all types of things. They know all types of little like tricks and like maneuvers to kind of like get around the levels faster, and they yeah, they're not easy, put it that way. All right, like it is way harder to get first place in Knockout Tour than the default game, so you know it can be quite the challenge at times. But there we go. As you can see, we're number 8 right now. Can I add you in Roblox and we play Grow Garden together? I might do another Grow Garden stream soon, but I don't really know, to be honest, because like I already streamed the update, and like other than that, I don't really know what else there is to stream on Grow a Garden. I can't even lie, bro. Like I don't know. Maybe if I find something to stream on Grow a Garden, I can play with viewers again, but we'll see. All right, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, bro, chat. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. Red shell by Peach. Well, I threw the red shell, but it went ahead of me and it didn't. Okay, you know, whatever. We're still first place anyway. We didn't need it. We didn't need it. We didn't need it. Perfect, chat. You see this, bro? You guys see this, bro? You guys seen this right here, bro? This is what happens when you lock in. And yeah, look at this, bro. Look at the locking. Hey, Peach, get away. Hey, Peach needs to get away. I'm playing as Cowboy Mario, bro. And I got like the little like motorcycle thing. Come on now, I got the drip, bro. Look at the drip, bro. Look at the drip on my Mario here. Like, come on now. Okay, 20th or better, we're literally first place. So I think we meet the criteria, chat. I can't even lie. Oh man, the thing about first place is that you do not get good items. Okay, here we go, here we go. No! Okay, feather. Oh my god, the feather does not give you speed, bro. What's the point of the feather even being in the game, genuinely? Someone tell me right now. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. We could add you. I mean, you guys can add me, but make sure to join my group, okay? And on the next Roblox stream I do, I will be checking if you got to provide your username in the chat, and I will be checking if you're in my group, and if you are, then I'll add you. And that's how we that's how we roll around here. Ow, jeez. Okay, I just got hit by a bomb. Okay, it's fine. You know, third place. You know, it's fine. We have to be in the top 20, and we're literally number 3, so that we're actually doing really good. We're making good progress on that. I mean, look at that, bro. We need to be 16th or better now because they eliminated another 4 people. Yep. Okay, that's drippy. Yeah, for real, bro. We're literally. Oh my god, I thought the dinosaur was gonna mess me up. Okay, okay, okay. We don't need to really worry right now because we have to be in the top 16th, so we're chilling. You know, we're in 4th place right now. Really, currently, we have nothing to worry about, but it starts getting closer and closer until you literally have to be number 1 in order to proceed. Like, you literally have to be number 1 to get gold. In the normal game, you have to be in the top 3 to get gold, you know? And that's how you get gold. But in Knockout Tour, if you don't win first place, you're not getting gold. If you get second place, you get silver. And if you get third place, you get bronze. You get bronze for third place in this mode. It is absolutely brutal. On top of that, if you are to win 4th place or under, you don't get any trophy and it just says nice try. It just says nice try. You get a nice try if you get 4th place, bro. Like, that is insane. That is wild. I do not want no nice try, so we gotta try to lock in. There we go. See, look, we're literally number 1. We got to keep it that way. Because in Knockout Tour, if you don't win number 1, you don't get nothing pretty much, okay? Oh my god. Thank you. There we go. Now we got to be 12th or better. So now we got to be in the top 12. Oh my god, there's Nabbit right behind me. No! Oh, Nabbit, he did that. Nabbit really just did that. Oh my god. Because of that one Nabbit doing that one thing, I'm all the way down to 4th now, but it's fine because we're still eligible to win here. We're still eligible to pass. Oh, I just ate a Yoshi thingy, so now I'm like the Mario Sunshine Mario. Yo, we got the sunshine drip for like when you beat the game and you get the Hawaiian shirt thingy thing. Yeah, we got the Mario Sunshine drip, chat. Yeah, I mean he's still drippy, so you know what, we take it. Ooh, blue shell coming for Peach over there. Blue shell. Yeah. Okay, Nabbit is being really annoying right now, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey, you know what? Thank you guys for supporting the stream today. You know, stream's been doing pretty good. I appreciate you guys for being here today. You know, I'm really glad that you guys seem to be enjoying today's stream. If you guys want me to stream more Mario Kart World, do let me know. I will be streaming more if you guys want me to. But if you don't, then it's fine, and we can just you know. I'm not going to be only streaming Mario Kart World. I'm still going to be streaming the normal stuff I stream. I just want to play other stuff occasionally because, you know, doing the same thing too many times can kind of get boring. And sometimes you just need to try something a little different, you know, so you can, you know, experience different things, have a little bit more fun, you know. So, you know, we're trying it out. We're trying it out, chat. And you guys seem to be enjoying it right now. And if you guys want me to stream more Nintendo Switch 2, let me know, all right? Because that is a thing I can do. And yeah, if you guys want me to test any Switch 2 games for you guys, let me know. Because I know a lot of people are deciding if they want to purchase a Switch 2 right now because it is mad expensive as hell. I can't even lie. Switch 2 is a lot of money. It is quite a bit. Oh my god, not the red. No, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I accidentally pressed the rewind button. Okay. I need to be 8th or better. I'm in 8th. Hold up. I need to lock in, chat. Hold up. Let me lock in real quick. What is up? Yo, what is good? King Sitch 44. I thought his name said Stitch for a second there, but yeah. Yeah, what is good? We're playing Mario Kart World Knockout Tour. The most brutal mode out of any Mario Kart ever. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Come on, bro. Man. You literally... If you get 3rd place, you get bronze, bro. 3rd place is bronze. That is crazy, bro. Like, you gotta get 1st or you get nothing. It's either 1st or nothing. You get 2nd place is silver, and 4th place and under is literally a nice try. You don't get anything. You get nothing. You get like a pat in the back. Ow. Dude, chill out, bro. Oh my god. No, not the banana peel. Not the banana peel. Not the banana peel. I just fell for that. Yo, what is good? Okay, come on. Ooh, blue shell. Give me that. Ooh. Give me the coins. If you get 20 coins, you go slightly faster in this game. So, yeah, you know, we take it. You go faster when you get 20 coins, so we take it. Come on now. I still haven't unlocked fish bones. I want to get the fish bones, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure he's the only character I'm missing. Like, please, bro. Please. Oh, my God. I keep bumping into cars and stuff. I need to lock in, bro. Okay. I'm trying to read chat, but, like, no one's really typing. So I keep looking over at the chat just to see no messages. So it's like, okay. Yep, there we go. Yeah. Oh, we got the king mushroom. I love the king mushroom. Even though they nerfed every mushroom in the game, they still go decently far. And so does the king mushroom, all right? Look at that. We're in a nice, comfortable 3rd place right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, no. Okay, grass is like your worst enemy in this game. Uh-oh. This is it, chat. This is the final stretch. We have to be 1st place or nothing. Okay? So if we don't get 1st place, we're screwed. Oh, boy. Here we go. This is Knockout Tour for you. You gotta basically be the best. Either be the best or the game treats you like you're the worst. Alright, here we go. Come on, double dice. Wait, we're second. Get that mushroom going. Banana peels. I can't get bumped by anything on the map. I need to literally lock in. Bro, Toad is in 1st place. He's so far. No, it's over. No. I got 4th. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I was doing so good. Oh, bro. It's over. Guys, I was in second. Oh my. Nice try. Wow. Okay. Wow. Alright. We got our hands on a nice try. Nice. Okay. That's great. That's really great, guys. This is exactly what we needed today. That is exactly what we needed. Rebecca Malupo says hi again. Yo, what's good? Man. Okay, that was something. Alright, trying again. We gotta go good. Maybe Cowboy Mario was not it. Chat, what character should I be? Let me know. Chat, what character do I pick? Which one? Which one do I select here? Which one do I select, guys? Which one do I pick? Let me know. Let me know, chat, alright? Let me know. Let me know. Which character y'all think I should be? We got quite a bit in this this game here. We even got multiple outfits. So look at this. We got like a vampire Waluigi. We got like a bee Wario. I don't know why anyone want to play as Wicked Wasp Wario, but you can. You can do that. This Rosalina dress looks sick though. Look at that. You got the Aurora. You got some Baby Mario outfits here. Baby Luigi, Baby Peach. You got Baby Daisy. You got a lot of stuff, man. You got Nabbit, of course. Piranha Plant. You got a lot of stuff here, chat. You got a lot of stuff. Look at this. You can even be a Cataquack, bro. Remember these things from Mario Kart Wii, chat? Yeah, you can be them. And Mario Sunshine, yeah. These things, yeah. You could just, you can play as them. You can be him. You can be a Pokey, a Pianta, the cow we were playing as earlier. Dude, there's so many characters you can be, chat. There's actually so many. Dude, they have a lot of, you can also play as Donkey Kong. You know, he has a new redesign. There's only like 2 outfits for Donkey Kong, though. Honestly, I don't know. Okay, I like the redesign, right? But I also think in Mario Kart World it looks kind of weird. I like it. I like how it looks in Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I don't like how it looks in Mario Kart World, if that makes sense. Like, it just looks weird in this game. Like, look at it. It's not it, bro. But in Bonanza, they made it look good. So, I don't know. Can I play this game with you? I think you can if you go to online. Do any of you guys have Mario Kart World that would like to play? Let me know in the chat, because I think you can if you go to online or something like that. I don't know how that goes, but yeah. All right, here we go. Who do we pick, bro? I have no idea. I genuinely have no clue. Okay, let's see. Guys, who should we play? Who should we play? You know what? Let's just pick a random one. You know what, chat? We're gonna go with Daisy because Daisy's goated. There we go. We're gonna pick Daisy, and we're gonna pick the baby blooper because this one's a pretty good cart. Some consider it to be the best in the game. Okay, I think we're gonna try the Cloud Cup because we also have silver on the Cloud Rally. So hopefully we can get that up today. Oh my goodness, bro. I can't believe it. We almost won in the last one, but yeah. Oh man, Bowser. Oh, a little late. A little late for that, but here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got Princess Daisy. Maybe Daisy will carry us to the victory. Maybe Daisy will carry us to the victory, chat. 3, 2, 1, go! Yes, sir. We're doing trick shots right now. Boom, boom. Look at this, chat. Look at this. We're going. We're just going, bro. We are indeed going. We are indeed going. Look at that, bro. We're still doing trick shots, bro. All right, there we are. Oh man, Knockout Tour is so brutal, chat. It really is. It really is. All right, there we go. There we are. Perfect. And by the way, chat, consider donating because streams on YouTube, they really don't pay much, all right? Like, I'm not even kidding. It doesn't matter how many views you get. You are not getting, like, barely any money, all right? So, if you guys have extra money lying around, feel free to donate. It will really help support the channel a ton, all right? Because these streams, they don't pay a lot, you know? So, I would really appreciate it. But anyway, as you guys can see, we're currently in 8th place, which, I mean, could be better. But, you know, we got to be in the top 20, so we still meet the criteria to pass on. So you know what, it's not the worst in the world. It could be worse. So a little blue shell. Oh my gosh, bro, like these guys keep getting okay. Well, if I keep going in a straight line, I'm thinking, oh man, I think I can get like a speed boost off of them. Yeah, oh my god, not quite yet. Okay, go this way, do a little drifting action. There we go, a little more drifting. Throw the bomb. Oh my god, dude. Okay, this map's a little like, okay, I like the design of this map. Oh, I should have been the Egyptian Daisy, bro. If I would have known it would have been this map, bro, I would have picked the Egyptian Daisy because it matches this map perfectly. All right, you know, it's fine. It's fine, chat. It's fine. I just picked the racing outfit Daisy. This one. I forgot what it's called, but yeah. All right, here we go. Do a little bit of drifting. Jump over this car. Perfect. Do a little bit of trick shots. There we go. You guys see the locking in right now, bro? Come on now. Come on now. Be a boo. Yeah. We're just running around throwing green shells. Okay. Yes. Okay. Ow! Dang it, bro. My freaking horn still hit me, bro. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's a-okay. Get the mushroom. Yep. Perfect. Perfect. Oh my god, bro. There's so much stuff in the way. Move. Okay. Yes. This is it. Oh, no. Go away? Yep. Okay. There it is. Give me the dice block. Come on, give me something good, bro. King mushroom. King mushroom. Oh, man. More green shells, bro? Like, are you kidding? We could also get the Yoshi burger thing. See what we get from the... Ow! Alright, eat that. What do we get? Oh, we got the touring daisy. Alright, there we go. Yes, sir. Bro, you guys see this, bro? The locking in going on right now is actually wild. There we go. Look at that, bro. We're literally in 5th place right now. We're doing good. We're doing better. Yo, okay, bet. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yes, 5th place. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, now we gotta be 12th or better. Oh my gosh. 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 Okay. Go this way. Go this way. Go this way. Yep. Okay, do a little bit of drifting. Honestly, I don't even know if drifting even helps in this game, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, we're still gonna do it anyway. It was the meta in the last game. Maybe it's the meta in this one. I don't know. I have no idea. But you know, there we go. Perfect. There we are. Another Yoshi burger. Ow! Never mind. Not another Yoshi burger because we can't even eat it. But we can stop by over here to get a dice block. That's nice. Oh my god. No, bro. Hit them with the thing. I want to be first, bro. Come on. Come on. I'm not trying to be no 4th. I'm trying to be first. I'm trying to be first, and I'm trying to be first now. So die. Thank you. Hit everyone with the red shell. Nah. We're locking in. Hit this person. Boom. I'm pretty sure that was Baby Daisy we just hit. Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm throwing. Red shell. Mushroom. I hit the 1st place person. Do we pass them? Where is the first? Oh, right here. Hey, is that coin coffer? I think it is. It's coin coffer. Yep. Okay. Hey, coin coffer, go away. Hey, I'm trying to pass you, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Okay, nope. Gotta dodge all the cars. Oh, okay, I got hit by a car. It's fine. Okay. No, bro. He took the item block. Yo, buddy. Let's go. Yep, it's time. It's time to lock it. Yes! Okay, we passed him. Yeah, there we go. That's how we do it, chat. That is how you do it. That is indeed how you do it. Oh my god. Okay. Yep, there it is. There it is. There it is. Alright, there we go. Yes. That's how you get that. Be 8th or better? Bet, bro. Watch. We're gonna be 8th or better right now. Watch. We're literally 1st right now, so we are 8th or better. Easy. Oh, red shell. I mean, not red shell, blue shell. Nope. Not today, buddy. Not today. I don't say so. I mean, I still lost a place, but I would have lost like 2 or 3 places if I just took the hit normally. So, you know, it's still a good method, you know? It is still a good method because I would have lost like 2 or 3 places from that. I only lost 1. And even then, I can easily regain my place just like that. So I didn't even lose anything, chat. I'm still 1st place. I mean, this guy's like right behind me now, whereas before I had like a little bit of distance on him. But, you know, we take what we can get. There we go. Give me the speed boost right here. Get me further away from that coin coffer guy because he's low-key annoying. Like, he's right there, bro. Oh, no. Okay. No, not a red shell. I don't want it. Oh, why'd I do that? Okay, nope. No, we're another one, bro. I don't want the red shells. Sorry. I don't want to get hit by red shells right now. I don't really feel like doing that today. So we're just going to do the method again. Okay, yeah, I did lose a couple places from that, but I feel like I would have lost more if I got hit by 2 red shells back to back. Okay, bro. Are you kidding me? I'm in 3rd. Get that? Ow. Alright. Come on. I'm in 2nd right now. Oh, 1st. There we go. See, look. Walk in the park, chat. We're back. Yes. 5 out of 6, bro. I don't know why the hell we have 6 laps, bro. Come on now. If that was the last lap, I would have won. No. Coin coffer. Oh, you got a mushroom, bro. It's not fair. That's not fair. Dude, how am I supposed to catch up? Come on. Give me a mushroom. Give me a triple mushroom or something. Give me something good. I need something good. No, no, not the bull. No. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's over. Dude, I'm in third. You're gonna be fourth or better. No, I'm in fourth. I'm in fourth. That's not good. Oh, he got a king mushroom. Okay, give me a king mushroom, bro. Come on. Give me a king mushroom, please. Please. If I I'm in sixth. If I don't get a king mushroom, I'm dead. King mushroom, king mushroom. Yes! King mushroom, king mushroom, king mushroom. Go. Use the king mushroom. Use the king mushroom. In king mushroom, we trust. In king mushroom, we trust. Yes. Eat this. Goodbye. Yes. Okay, we're good. We're a second. We're a second. Yes. 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 Back to first. Back to first. See, I'm locked in. I'm locking in. Nah, chat. The locking in. Someone just subscribed. Yo, W. Okay. Can't see who it is right now, but fine. That's W. W. Thank you for subscribing just now. I don't know if they're in the stream or not, but yeah, sure. Okay. Let's do this. Do this. Little drift. Little drift. Nice. Not the blue shell. Ah, that brought me all the way down to fourth, dude. I can't afford to be fourth. I need to be fourth or better to even proceed, bro. And I'm in third. That means that, like, any second I can fall under and not be able to even win. Oh, heck no, bro. We gotta be first if we want anything right now. Okay, go. 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 Okay. Okay. No, not a red shell! Not a red shell right there. Oh my god. Who is throwing those red shells, bro? They're being mad at mid-air! Are you kidding? Oh, you've got to be kidding. What was that? One red shell and I lose everything? Are you kidding? You are in the top. Oh my god. Nah. What was that, bro? One red shell and I lose everything. Wow. Okay. That's fair, right, guys? Wouldn't we say that's so fair, guys? I mean, I would say it is, guys. I would say, no, it's not fair. I was joking. Oh my god, bro. No, another nice try. There's no winning, chat. There's no winning. There really is just no winning. This game. There's no winning. There is no winning. Winning is not a thing, guys. It's not a thing. There's no such thing. Alright. I guess we'll try again. Knockout tour. Oh my gosh. Should we play one of the other modes? I don't know. We could try battle mode, or we could try versus race, time trials. Let's just do the Grand Prix. Honestly, at this point, bro. Maybe we can unlock a character or two. Who knows? I don't know though, cause like I already did all the Grand Prix. So you know what? We're gonna go back to knockout tour. We're gonna try again. We're gonna try again. This time we're gonna play as Piranha Plant, and this time we're gonna win. All right. So we're gonna use the real racer with the Piranha Plant, and we're gonna lock in. All right. Let's go back to the cherry one, the cherry rally. We gotta try to win this one, cause we have freaking silver on these courses, and I don't want silver no more. I want gold, and I want gold now. Okay. Chat, we need gold, and we need it now. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah, there we go. Get the little speed boost at the start. Get a little drift going. Yep. So in this game, the NPCs are a little bit more advanced than they were in Mario Kart 8. Like, they all know how to drift now, whereas majority of them would just be driving a straight line in the old game, you know. And on top of that, like, they know shortcuts. They're a little more advanced and a little more tricky to deal with. But yeah, there we go. Especially in Knockout Tour. These guys are like on hard mode in Knockout Tour, I believe. So because they're in hard mode, it is really hard to beat them, obviously, if they're in hard mode. Yeah, and there's no way you can change it because this is not the versus mode. You can't just customize the mode. You got to kind of deal with the fact that they're in hard mode, and you just kind of... Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Yes. Okay. Red shell. Throw that right there. Bro, really? Hit a banana peel? Why did my red shell just lock on a banana peel, bro? I don't even know. But it is fine, chat. It is fine. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Get a nice little drift going. Hey, no, you're not passing me, buddy. You're not passing me. Nope. I'm not. Toadette, please. Oh, my God, bro. Give me a red shell right now. Really? Oh, I got a triple red shell. Yes. Yes. No, it didn't hit him. Or her, whatever, same difference. I mean, not same difference, but whatever. I'm trying to lock in right now, and I'm, yeah, losing my train of thought right now. Okay, here we go. Boom. Get some little, like, air boost right now. Maybe that'll help me a little bit. I don't know. Oh my god. Go faster. Go faster, Piranha Plant. Come on. You got this, buddy. You've got this. Yes, okay. Lock in. Lock in. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're doing pretty good, you know? Hey, chat, thank you guys for 21 likes on this stream. Yo, let's try to see if we can get to 50. Double tap the screen right now. Let's try to run it up to 50 likes, chat. Let's try to get that. Oh my god. Ow, bro. Really, bro? Come on now. That wasn't nice. Also, chat, we just got our most viewed stream literally today. We got over 200,000 views on the Grow a Garden stream we did earlier. So, yo, thank you guys so much for that. I mean, streamers don't pay much, so that's going to make me, like, no money even with 200,000 views. But, hey, you know what? A win is a win, and 200,000 views is 200,000 views, bro. Like, let's go. We got a bunch of new subscribers onto the channel as well from that. You know, we got a bunch of more people to be here during these live streams here. So, you know what? I appreciate you guys for that. We achieved, like, 1,800 likes on that. You know, it was pretty sick. But anyway, we're in 9th place. We gotta be in the top 20. We need to start doing better, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I need to start locking in more. I'm not gonna lie. No. Okay. Bro, get out, bro. I'm trying to freaking pass, but then I can't, bro. Like, these guys are literally, they're faster than me. They're, oh my god, bro. I don't know why, but like, Knockout Tour is so much more difficult than playing the Grand Prix. Like, it is way more difficult. Like, getting gold on everything in Grand Prix is low-key easy. But when you play the freaking Knockout Tour, man, oh my god. Dude, it is a nightmare, bro. Like, oh my, bro, give me the Mega Mushroom now. Yes, I'm a giant piranha plant. Yes. Yes. No, I ran out of my giant mode. Bro, that should last for a little longer, man. Alright, whatever, fine. How did I not get the double dice, bro? Come on. Are you kidding me? Go. Just go. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Give me both of these so I can get double speed boost. Speed boost. Speed boost. There we go. Even if your character doesn't have outfits, it's still worth it to get the Yoshi burgers because you get still speed boosts from them. Ooh, okay. Bro, give me a bullet bill. I'm in 14th place, dog. Like, I mean, at least I got a king mushroom, which is good enough. But, like, dude. Oh, man. Now it's not going to give me it because I'm in, like, 7th. But you know what? It doesn't matter. There you go. Alright, yeah. Now I'm in 4th. Now I'm in 3rd. Oh, someone just hit Toadette. And they hit the first place guy. Hey. Die! Oh my god, the first place guy's not dying, bro. Come on! Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Guys, we're gonna lock in. Guys, we are going to lock in. Come on, eat this. Get the little speed boost. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Oh my god, dude, I'm going so slow because of the water. Yes, okay. Speed, speed, speed. Give me speed, give me speed, give me speed, give me speed. No, don't fall off the thing, bro. The piranha plant keeps falling off the thing, bro. Oh my god, I'm losing speed because of this. Stop it. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. No! What did I even get hit by? Genuinely, what even hit me, bro? Like, genuinely, I would like to know. Okay, we're in 2nd. Come on, bro. The first place guy's right there. Hit him. Hit him. Yes. Get him. Get this fool. Get this fool. Oh my gosh, bro. Now we got like a robot Donkey Kong throwing barrels at us. Like, no, get out. Come on now. Come on now. Oh my gosh, bro. That's like a part of DK Spaceport in this level. I don't know why. But there we go. No. Make the red shell hit Luigi, bro. Come on. He's right there. No. Bro, this dude, bro. This Luigi guy is being so annoying, bro. Come on, Luigi. Stop being annoying, bro. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Yes, he got hit by the banana peel. Yes. We did it. We passed him. 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 Go. Go. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. There we go. Hopefully we can win this time. That's what I'm hoping, chat. Also, at least like give us a character, bro. Come on, someone get the Kamek item so that I can get a character at least. Like, dang, bro. It's been a long time since I've unlocked a new character in this game. Bro, how is Luigi right behind me again? Bro. He's literally right there. He's right there. Dog, how is he? He just got ahead of me. He just got ahead of me. How? How are you right here, bro? How? Did he get a mushroom or something? Like, what do you mean? Bro, are you kidding? What did Luigi do to get so fast? More bananas, more bananas. No. I shouldn't be right behind him. He has a banana. Yep, okay, there you go. Oh my god, dude. You've got to be actually trolling right now, bro. No, bro. No, I don't want this guy. No. Okay, okay. We're in the top 8 still, so we're still good. Dude, come on, bro. Yes, okay. Okay. Nope, nope, not getting hit by that today. Nope, no thanks. How am I supposed to lock in when this guy is literally like infinitely ahead of me and I can't do anything about it? Really, green shells, bro? Give me red shells, bro. Like, this guy's literally so far ahead of me. No, 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 no. I can't fall in second place, bro. This guy Luigi's way too far ahead, bro. Like, oh my god, how? No, how? Dude. Oh my god, it's over. It's over, bro. It's actually over. It's impossible. I'm convinced. Oh my gosh, bro. I gotta be fourth or better? And that red shell just hit me while I was in third? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And I'm fifth. I can't even win. If I cross the finish line right now, I'm dead. I'm in eighth. Give me a bullet bill now. Give me a bullet bill now. I don't even know if you can get one in eighth place, but give me it now. Oh my god. I need a double dice. I need a double dice. No. Give me double dice. Yes. Okay. Give me a king mushroom and a bullet bill. That's what I need. That's the only way I'm winning this. Triple mushroom, bro. You know, bro, I'll take it, I guess. But, like, dude, these guys are about to literally freaking disqualify me from the game because I'm not going to be in fourth place. Oh, my God. Give me something good now. Oh, my God. Okay. Yes, I'm in fourth. I'm in fourth. I'm in fourth. I'm in fourth. No, no, I'm losing speed because the water. The water. The water. Yes, okay. Don't notice that whoever the hell's in third right now. Thank you. Don't notice that whoever the heck's in second right now. And throw that to whoever's in freaking... Oh my god, whoever's ahead of me right now. Okay. It's nice and steady. Now, as to how I'm in fourth place, I have no idea. That doesn't even make any sense to me. No speed from the freaking... Okay, king mushroom, king mushroom, king mushroom, king mushroom, king mushroom, king mushroom, king mushroom. Yeah! We're cruising through this now. We're cruising through this. We're cruising through this. Oh, I got second! No! I didn't know the finish line was right there. Oh my gosh, bro. You've got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding, guys. Oh my god. What place? We guess silver. You know what? It's better than nothing, I guess. You know what, chat? It's better than nothing. Man, that sucks, bro. That genuinely sucks. That actually... like genuinely sucks. Like what the heck. Okay, you know what? Nah. Let's just play Grand Prix. We haven't done that all stream. No, wait, no. Who do I want to pick this time? Yo, chat, should we be Cataquack? Should we be Cheep? We could be Coin Coffer, Penguin. Ooh, we could be so many characters, chat. We could be so many different characters inside of this game. We could even be like this biker Yoshi right here. We could be Bowser, like someone in the chat said earlier. Ooh, should we be Bowser, chat? Or we could be Burger Toad. Look at that. Oh my goodness. We could be King Boo. We can be little pro racer King Boo. We can be we could be anything, chat. We could be anything. We could be anything. We could literally be anyone, chat. Oh my goodness, bro. Yo, Pauline's in this game. Everyone kind of forgot about Pauline, and then after Odyssey release, she made like a massive comeback, and now like bro's like one of the she's like famous again. Yeah. We got Rosalina, we got all the baby characters. I don't really even know, honestly. You know what, chat? I think we gotta go for the snowman. I think we gotta go for the snowman. Is this thing good? I mean, it looks like it's decent. The Cloud 9, yeah, we're gonna go for the Cloud car. We have gold on everything Grand Prix. Should we just do, which one should we do, chat? Ooh, there's so many levels here. I don't really know how I feel about the Acorn Heights one. I don't like Acorn Heights, really, so... But it does have Rainbow Road in here, which is my favorite level. I don't know. Alright, you know what? We're gonna do... Let's just do them in order, right? Or should we do, like... I don't really know. We could do Flower Cup. We can do... Ooh, I think I'm gonna do the, Banana Cup. We're gonna go for Banana Cup, chat. We're gonna go for Banana Cup. We're playing as a snowman, and we're gonna lock in. We are gonna lock in, chat. Okay, it's gonna happen. Yo, chat, everyone double tap the screen real quick. Let's see how many likes we can get, chat. Let's run up the likes. Double tap the screen, bro. Come on now. Alright, here we go. Here we go. First race. Here we go. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Bro, I messed up. Are you kidding me? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Wait, why am I charged up? Oh my god, bro. Are you kidding me? Charge jumping makes you lose speed, by the way, guys. It's only useful to go against, like, the walls and stuff. So, like, I don't even know why I just did that. But, yeah, you know, it's fine, because we got this, so we can maybe clutch. Okay. We're going to be a little bit behind because I missed the charge boost at the start, but it's okay, because we can clutch that up. We can clutch that up. I'm literally so locked in right now, guys. You have no idea. Oh, I got a bullet bill. Yes, finally. Look at this thing, bro. Even though they nerfed it, it's still okay, bro. What was that? That thing lasted for like no time at all. It usually lasts a little longer than that, bro. What? Did they just like double nerf it just now? Like, what was that? What was that, bro? What was that? Bro, that thing ended after like 2 seconds, bro. It usually lasts a little bit longer than that. What? Oh, okay, you know what? Whatever. Maybe if you're in like too high of a place and you use the bullet bill, it can't take you all the way to first or something. I don't freaking know, man. Oh my god, no. Oh man, doing anything that makes you lose speed is so bad. I mean, obviously, but yeah. Alright, there we go. Hey, no! No, ice flower. Oh my god, it didn't even work. No. I didn't mean to do that. No. Oh my god, it's over. It's over. Oh no. I'm in 8th. No, I don't want to be 8th, bro. Come on. Oh, man, give me good items. Good items. I need good items, chat. I need something good. I need something really good. Everyone double tap the screen right now. Smash the like button right now, chat. Everyone double tap the screen right now. Let's get some good luck going. Come on now. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Ow, red shell? Damn, bro. Someone just threw 2 whole red shells at us, bro. Like, are you kidding? Whatever NPC did that, they really they don't like the snowman. They don't like snowman, chat. They do not like snowman. Alright, there we go. Bro, I don't care about no coins, bro. Come on, give me a mushroom. Yes. Mushroom ahead. Yeah. Oh, we got 6, bro. I think no matter what, we get bronze now. I think no matter what, we get bronze. I think you have to place top 3 in every game to get gold. Maybe we can get silver. If we get first place every other game, we can get silver. We can get silver still. We can still shoot for silver, chat. We can still shoot for silver. It's fine. We can still shoot for silver. Oh boy. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright. Here we go. Do a little bit of drifting. Throw all of these around. Yes, sir. Alright, there we go. Okay, here we go. Yes. No! Okay, everyone's kind of like trailing ahead. There we go. Do like that. Get a little speed boost. Yes. Okay, come on. Give me something good. King mushroom. Man, a triple mushroom? Are you kidding? I mean, you know, we'll take it. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're talking about. That is what we are indeed talking about. 3rd place. Yes. No, I just lost so much speed. Dang it, bro. I hate losing speed in this game, man. Okay. Bro, really? I don't want no banana peels, bro. Get that out of here. Eat this so I can get a speed boost. Yes. Okay. Oh my god. Is something going? Okay. Nope. Just gold shells. They're not red shells. Okay, we're good. Okay, we can do this, chat. We can win. That almost hit Daisy right there. Oh, that hit Birdo. Yes. Okay. That's what we like to see. Chat. Okay, that's a blue shell. I'm not in first though, so that doesn't affect me. Yes. Oh, but it does affect me because I get to first place. No! What? Birdo took like a little shortcut. Oh my gosh, bro. Are you kidding me, Birdo? Nah, Birdo. You don't just get to do that. Yo, buddy. Yo, no, we gotta pass Birdo now. No. Oh my god. Okay, I'm messing up way too much, bro. It's a thing. Okay, there we go. No, not the hammer, bro. The hammer, bro item? Really? Are you kidding? Hammer Bro is literally a character in this game that you can play as too. He's a character and an item, but then they got the Kamek is only an item, chat. Isn't that crazy? He was in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for DLC, and now he's an item. I mean, who really wants to play as Kamek? Yes, first! Let's go. Okay, if we get first on everything, then doing that, we can go ahead and get silver still. Because we got 6 in the first one, so I don't think there's a single way we can make a comeback after that. I don't know if we can get gold anymore, because I literally got 6 on the first game. But if we get gold, if we get first on every other game, we can get our hands on silver. Which is still pretty decent, so you know, we'll take it. 3, 2, 1, go! Go. No, snowman, come on. No. How about, no, thanks. How about we drift? Yes. Come on, snowman. No! Oh my god, are you kidding me? Come on, give me a burger thingy. I don't have an outfit for. There's no outfits for this character, but we can get a speed boost. Come on, speed boost, speed boost, speed boost. Okay. Chat, everyone double tap the screen right now. So round up the likes. Round up the likes. Come on now. I know we can get more likes than that. Come on. Come on now, chat. Come on now. We can round up the likes. We can round them up. There we go. Ow, bro. What the heck, bro? Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're on 6th place right now. Yeah. Ow, really, bro? Come on now. That was not cool. That was not cool indeed. Wow. Okay, here we go. See, now we're doing better. Now we are indeed doing better, chat. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Get the little jump boost thingy. There we go. Perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Skibbity double. Yes, yes. Okay. Okay. Throw the bomb behind me in case anyone's trying to pass me right now. Yeah, I hit someone with it because he did a little emote thingy, my bobber. Oh my god, who's even... Oh man, there's 2 people ahead of me. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Go, 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 go. Faster. Faster, snowman. Faster. I say faster. Double dice. No. Bro, I lost speed from drifting, bro. Make it make sense. Bro, I got the chemic. That's not... Aw, bro. If I get it, I don't get a character. That's not fair. The NPCs have to get it and throw it at me. Bro. Oh my god, you gotta be trolling, bro. Whatever, bro. It probably wasn't even anyone that we haven't unlocked yet, so it's fine. It's fine. Man, that's so dumb. That is so dumb, though. Like, bro, I'm not supposed to get the chemic. They're supposed to get it. Alright, come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Yep, you're done, buddy. I passed you. Go up like this. Oh, first place. First place. Drift. We got a little feather here. More drifting. Don't bump into the dinosaurs here. Oh, God. Okay. 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 No bumping into dinosaurs. No bumping into dinosaurs. No. No, we don't let it happen. We don't let that happen, chat. We don't let it happen. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Okay, freaking T-Rex right there. Yoink. Okay. Bro, chat, we're literally going insane right now. We really are. We really are, bro. Yes, yes. Perfect. Dude, we're winning. First place! If we keep getting first place, we can still get silver. We can still get silver, chat. We can still get silver. Okay, we can still do it. Maybe we can even get gold. Maybe we can get gold. If we get first, if we keep getting first, we might be able to get gold. We might be able to get gold. Might. We might be able to get gold. And don't worry, guys. Okay, I will be doing another one of those Grow Garden livestock streams that you guys really keep telling me to do. Because you guys really like when I do them, and I keep getting comments every day being like, people telling me it's very useful, that they enjoy it. Streams don't pay much, but I do it for you guys because you guys find it enjoyable, and I mean it still gets me subscribers, so I still get something out of it. So you know, it's a win-win for everyone. You know, I get new fans of the channel, and you guys get to see the stock live without having to go in the game and check yourself. You guys get the convenience of just being able to, you know, open up your phone and see whatever, see if there's anything good in stock. It's pretty good. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But all right, there we go, bro. The last one literally got over 200,000 views and like 2,000 likes almost. Like that was insane, bro. Who knows? Hopefully the next one can do anywhere close to that good. Who knows? Bro, someone threw a chemic, but like they were in front of me. Are you kidding? Oh my god, you gotta be trolling, bro. If I was freaking locked in, then I could have. Oh my gosh, bro. By the way, chat, consider donating because streams really don't pay much at all, okay? Like, you could get an insane amount of views and you're still not going to get much money, okay? Like, you're not going to get much money at all from a stream, even if you get, like, insane views. Like, these short streams, they don't be paying, chat. They do not be paying, I'll tell you that much, alright? So go ahead and feel free to donate if you so choose to, you know what I'm saying? Obviously not forcing anyone to spend money, but if you so choose to, please go ahead and donate if you so choose to, okay? Because low-key, chat, these streams don't be paying, okay? They really don't. They really do not, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie, chat, I'm not making nothing from these, so feel free to donate. But alright, here we go. Do a little bit of drifting. Perfect. People have not been typing in the chat. I guess they're more interested in watching than typing. That's fine. Here we go. Do like this. Do like that. Perfect. Chat, spam W's in the chat. Put something in the chat, bro. Come on now. Come on now, chat. Spam W's in the chat or something. Come on now. We got that. Oh my god, bro. I'm in 8th, bro. 7th, 6th. Oh, it's over. Oh, it's the last lap! No, I haven't been locked in. I was too busy on the stream. No. No, give me a bullet bill. Give me a... Oh, if I don't get it. No bullet bill. No win. Because I'm too far behind to be getting triple mushrooms right now, bro. Come on. Now I'm in 5th, so I'm never getting a bullet bill. And we get 5th. Yep, we got 5th. Okay. Okay, we're getting bronze. We are not... I don't even think we can get silver anymore. I don't even think we can get silver anymore, chat. I don't even think we can get silver. I don't even think we can get... Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Wait.